Hello, hello, hello everyone. Welcome back to another video. Alright, let's see what we got for you right now. We have a quite interesting looking car. I like the model, I like how it looks. It's quite attractive to me. We have a 143 scale 1993 Mazda Familia GTR. Now, this car, we know it in different names all around the world. In Europe, they call them, let's see, we got the names. I got the names because it was quite strange. I mean, this car had like about many different names. It was, let's see, I'm going to tell you guys. I know, example, in North America, we had them as the Protege, which this one it was a Mazda Protege, but in other countries they had them as a Mazda 323, which I think in Europe, in Latin America, they had them as Mazda 323, and they had them also in the, I'm trying to remember, I think in Australia it had them as a Holden. But now, going back to this model, this is the racing type of car because this is a two-door hatchback. It came out in a four-door, it came out as a two-door. This was the racy type, the GTR model. Now, let me tell you, if you've seen these cars in person, this model looks exactly how they looked in real life. I remember seeing them as a 323 because in North America, now that I'm trying to remember even more, the two-door version was called a 323. The one that was a Protege was the four-door sedan. Now, if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. I'm trying to remember, but that's almost certain. But I do not remember seeing the racy model. I'm gonna call it the racy model because this is the hooked up model. You see the big fog lights, the airflow in the hood. I think this was mostly sold in Japan. Let me know, my European friends that watched the video, if they were sold in Europe, also in Australia, please let me know, or other parts of Asia, whoever's watching this video, because I do not recall that much. I know in North America, I don't remember seeing the GTR model in the two-door hatch. I tell you the truth, when I remember seeing these cars, the two-door hatchback was my favorite. I found the four-door sedan very bland, it was not very attractive. It was just it was a four-door subcompact car. But what I liked about the two-door, the one that we're looking at right now, the rear, the roundness, it kind of like made it more modern, made it more attractive. The rear back of this car. But let me know if you feel different. Maybe you feel that it was too different for your liking. Some people are more into the classic style four doors. Some people like more hatchbacks. Now, this is a Norev. Norev makes. I'm gonna start questioning Norev's quality. I could see the paint is not the greatest. I could see the paint is starting to here and there a little bit bubble. I could see it. I'm not gonna lie in the camera. I can see it, and it's not the first Norev that I have that I'm questioning their paint quality, and I don't know why they do that because Norev is not cheap. And I usually say Norev and Mini Champs are to me one of the best brands. I'm gonna have to put Mini Champs as number one only now, because I haven't seen Mini Champs with this issues. Even Shuko, I haven't seen them with this type of issues. But Norev, and I'm gonna even go further cheap. I haven't not even the Agostini have these paint issues like Norev has. And I don't know why Norev it's not putting their effort when they're painting these cars. Make sure they're painting good quality paint because they're not cheap. Again, we're not talking about Hot Wheels diecast. We're talking about 143 scales collectibles. They're not cheap to own, and we invest money and we want to have it for a long time in good quality, in good condition. Alright guys, I'm going to go around a few times. You can have a nice look at it and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I'm back. You know, I was just thinking to myself, the last time I reviewed a Mazda was also a Norev Mazda. And the funny part is that to me it's funny because it's just too much to like match it together. But it was actually the same issue that I had with Norev was with a Mazda from Norev, which is a 323, the one that I reviewed probably about 3-4 months ago, and it was no, actually less, about 2 months ago, and it was the other car that I also spoke about the paint issues. And here we go again, another Mazda, another Norev Mazda. And so I guess either Norev does not put a lot of quality thought into their Mazda models, or what's going on, Norev. You gotta put effort into any type of car you put in. I know it's just a coincidence. I'm not saying that you don't pay attention to your Mazda models, but come on, paint quality is a must. Good quality. You're not cheap. I'm a little bit starting to point fingers at you, at your brand. Not happy with it. Not gonna lie, but you gotta make a better quality paint. It's ridiculous. These cars go for like about $30-$40 average, and you cannot put a good quality paint when your competitors are doing a lot better, and cheaper brands like I mentioned before, like the Agostini, they charge about $15 to $20 per model. They put a better quality paint. I haven't seen one that I remember with a bad paint job. And the Rev, you're bringing it again. I don't want to rant about the brand all the time, but it's giving me the same vibe. Alright guys, so don't forget to please click and subscribe. I usually do not try to complain. I don't try to make a boring video, but I have to mention it because it's giving me over and over again the same issue. Please give me a nice thumbs up. I truly appreciate. I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.